Welcome to Channel 99 Sports with Daniel Wertheiser and Jason Rosario. Welcome back to Channel 99. I'm Daniel Wertheiser.
And I'm Jason Rosario.
We are back here with NFL Edition Sports. All right, let's kick it off. The Broncos went down to Arizona to face the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been terrible this year, despite having weapons like David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald. The Broncos won 45-10. The Broncos improved to 3-4, and the Cardinals fall miserably to 1-6.
Yeah, and they're one of the worst teams in the league, but unfortunately, the good side about it is they're going to get a good draft pick, so we're going to have to see about that. We had our first Sunday game, the Titans at the Chargers. It was a very close finish as it was 20-19. The Chargers took the win. Tennessee is now 3-4 on the season, and the Chargers had a promising 5-2. Marcus Mariota threw up for 237 yards, 1 touchdown, and just 1 interception. On the other side, Phillip Rivers having again an amazing day, throwing over 300 yards and having 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And Tyrod Williams having another game over 100 yards as he had 118 and 1 touchdown. So it was a great game to watch.
It was. All right, the Panthers came through to Philly for an uphill battle. The Eagles dominated most of the game but fell apart in the fourth quarter. At the beginning of the fourth, the Eagles were up 17-0. After, the Panthers ended up winning 21-17. The Eagles could have stopped the Panthers' final drive, but Cam Newton came up clutch, avoiding pressure and throwing a dart to Torrey Smith, who got the first. The Panthers improved their record to 4-2, and the Eagles fall to 3-4.
Yeah, and yet again, the Eagles choke in the late game. It's not looking good for them this season. We have the Minnesota Vikings playing in MetLife Stadium against the New York Jets. Minnesota won of a crushing score of 37-17. Minnesota improves their record to 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. As the New York Jets go down to 3-4, still not one of their worst records in the past couple seasons. Kirk Cousins under quarterback. He went 241 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. And Adam Thielen, he had 110 yards and 1 touchdown, as this is now the 7th game in a row he had over 100 receiving yards.
Oof.
Insane. This is his 4th game in a row with at least 1 touchdown as well. So he is tied with the NFL record. Sam Darnold, the rookie for the Jets, only completed 17 of his 42 passes for 206 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Not looking a good day for the Jets.
Tough day.
Tough day.
Yeah. All right, the Patriots faced off against the Bears for a classic offense versus defensive matchup. Khalil Mack versus Tom Brady. Brady and Josh Gordon are building better chemistry, with Gordon having his first 100-yard game. The Bears made it a close one, though, as the Patriots won only 38-31. The Patriots advanced to 5-2, and the Bears followed to an even 3-3.
And it was a very close game. At the very end, there was a Hail Mary thrown that was caught at the 2-yard line, but the Patriots jumped on it and stopped them from getting across the goal line. It was an insane game. We also have the Buffalo Bills at a struggle, going against the Colts that were at a struggle. The Colts kind of smoked them really badly. 37-5, the final score. Buffalo did have a safety that game and only a field goal. No touchdowns for them. Buffalo goes to 2-5, and the Colts go to 2-5 as well. Anderson, the backup quarterback for Buffalo, considering Allen is out, he had 175 yards passing and just 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Andrew Luck, get this, he had 156 passing yards, but 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Each of his receivers had at least 50 yards or 40 yards receiving. And then we had Marlon Mack at rushing, 126 yards and a touchdown, so he had a great game for fantasy. So Indianapolis was able to win of a crushing score.
All right, next game. The Browns had another long-fought game Sunday, this time against the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield looked terrific through the air and even on the ground. He had an unbelievable scramble on the ground for 35 yards. Nick Chubb took over the reins as Carlos Hyde was traded to Jacksonville last week. The game went into overtime as Buccaneers kicker Catanzaro missed a last-second field goal game-winning kick. He did redeem himself, though, in overtime as he kicked a 59-yard field goal. The Browns were in disbelief, especially Baker Mayfield. The Buccaneers won 26-23. The Buccaneers improved their record to an even 3-3. Meanwhile, the Browns are slipping into a little bit of a hole at a 2-4-1 record.
Yeah, and this is Cleveland's 4th overtime game now, as they have been playing a lot. This is the 10th overtime game in the season so far, as it's an NFL record. Hopefully Cleveland, you can win next week against the Steelers, but we'll have to see. The Lions are facing the Dolphins. Detroit and the Dolphins kind of had a good matchup at first, but then all of a sudden Detroit took it over. 32-21 the final score. Detroit improves the record to 3-3 now, and Miami goes to 4-3 after starting off the season undefeated. Matthew Stafford threw for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the running back Johnson had 158 yards rushing. And on the other side, Brock Osweiler had 239 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, so a good showing from him, but Miami couldn't show for it.
All right, the Jaguars faced the Texans at home on Sunday. They could not handle the heat as Blake Bortles got benched. The Jags put in Cody Kessler, who didn't do much better than Bortles, but Kessler did put them on the board in a miserable 20-7 loss. The Texans improved to 4-3. Meanwhile, the broken down Jags fall behind with the 3-4 record. Jason, I heard after the game there was some locker turmoil in the Jags locker room.
Yeah, that's not something they need.
Yeah, no, I heard Calais Campbell actually had to get held back. You know, there was about to be a fight when they were opening up for the press conference. They were opening up the door for the reporters to go in the locker room, and they walk almost mid-fight. So they have a lot of internal struggles that they need to be addressing.
Right now they're screaming for Fournette to come back, as they want their defense back mentally too, as they gave up 40 points last week and now losing 20-7 this week. Just not going good for them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure within the last 3 weeks they've let up over 90 points to opponents.
Yeah, and it's insane. Their defense needs to do a lot better. We had the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, a good divisional matchup. Washington came out top of a close game, 20-17. Dallas will go to 3-4. Washington goes to a promising 4-2. Prescott had 273 yards in the air with 1 touchdown, and Smith had 178 yards and a touchdown. But we were expecting a little bit more from Alex Smith that game. Unfortunately, he didn't do as good as we expected. But Peterson had 99 rushing yards, almost had 100, but did not have a touchdown. It was a close game, but looks like Dallas isn't doing too good after coming off that 40-point score last week.
Oof, that was pretty amazing last week. All right, the Saints came rolling into Baltimore on Sunday. Drew Brees threw for his 500th career touchdown pass that game. He is the 4th in the NFL to do that. Both teams incorporated their backup quarterbacks into the game. The backup quarterback Taysom Hill was running all over the field for the Saints, even making tackles on special teams.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that or not. Also, Lamar Jackson, backup quarterback for the Ravens, scored his first touchdown as a Raven in the NFL. The extra point for the last minute, because the game was about to be tied, the man missed it. Justin Tucker, he has not missed an extra point for the entire time he's been in the NFL, missed one on Sunday and lost the game. So the Saints improved the record to 5-1, and the Ravens fall to a 4-3. This was a big game for Brees now that he has beat all 32 teams throughout his career.
Yeah, so he beat all 32 teams, and on top of it had his 500th career touchdown, and even he had his passing yard record just a couple weeks ago, so he's having a good season so far. We had the undefeated Rams going against the 49ers. Only had 1 win this season so far. That's going to continue because they lost 30-10 against the Rams. The Rams improved to 7-0 and count these guys in the playoffs already because they're looking very, very good. San Fran goes to a 1-6 record, so we're going to see if Arizona or if San Fran can get the first round pick. Hopefully one of them can get it. They really need it. Jared Goff threw for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. Todd Gurley only had 63 yards on the ground, but did have 2 touchdowns. And CJ Beathard, he kind of had a good Bad game. He had 170 yards passing, 1 touchdown, but threw 2 interceptions. And Kittle almost having 100 yards receiving at 98 yards and just 1 touchdown. It was a good game. The Rams continue to be dominant, and hopefully they can make it to the Super Bowl. It would be nice to see them.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, whoever they play. All right, the Bengals were manhandled Sunday night by the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes was setting missiles all over the field with over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. A.J. Green and the Bengals were no match. The Chiefs won 45-10. The Chiefs improved their record to 6-1, and the Bengals fall to 4-3.
Yeah, and the Bengals started off the season very good. Started off 4-1, now on a 2-game losing streak. We're gonna have to see what they go. The struggling Giants. All 3 New York teams have been struggling so far as they were going against Atlanta Falcons, who also struggled. 23-20, the final score. The Falcons took the game. The New York Giants go to 1-6 as well as the 49ers and the Cardinals. And Atlanta goes to now a 3-4 record, hopefully climbing their way back up to the playoff race. Eli Manning having an amazing game. Almost 400 passing yards, but only got 399 and 1 touchdown, including 167 passing yards to Sterling Shepard, and Beckham Jr. having 143 yards and a touchdown. Finally, Beckham is going to find his groove. Hopefully, this is now his 4th 100-yard touchdown, a 100-yard game, and I believe this is his 3rd touchdown of the season, so it's looking good for him. Matt Ryan, stunning as always, 379 yards in the air and just 1 touchdown. Julio Jones had 104 yards receiving, but yet does still not have a touchdown this season.
Oof. All right, speaking about, NFL news and not being able to have touchdowns and all that, Amari Cooper was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 1st-round pick. Right now he's in concussion protocol. He probably won't play the next game.
Yeah.
But who got the better end of that deal? Who do you think?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest. Amari has been doing really good when he's on the field. He makes plays. I don't think he's worth that 1st-round pick. So I really don't want to say that it was a good trade, but I guess it can even out if you look at it. It depends on who they get in the draft next year, so we're going to have to see.
Yeah, they could always be a bust. All right, also, Oakland running back Marshawn Lynch has been placed on injured reserve.
Yeah,
now, I think that's a big hit for the Raiders. They traded away Latavius Murray a couple years ago, after they got Lynch, so now they really don't have a reliable backup.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big hit, especially with Cooper, being gone too.
Yeah,
their offense is really starting to fall
They need that
apart.
1st-round pick.
Okay. It is now the last week for trades to take place. Many players want to be moved, and some teams face speculation on who to trade. Some players who might be on the move include Patrick Peterson. Odell was very disgruntled a couple weeks ago, and there's still a shot for Le'Veon to be traded. I don't see why not, right?
Yeah, I don't see why not either. Connor's been doing very good for Pittsburgh, and I don't think if Bell comes back, if he's going to take a step on that field for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think he'll take a step on the field. I just, I don't know. It won't be a lot.
It's going to be tough because he betrayed the team big time.
Yeah, they're not too happy with him.
Another news. Not only is Odell possibly going to get traded, but the Giants cornerback Eli Apple was traded to the New Orleans Saints for a 4th-round pick in 2019 and a 7th-round pick in 2020. I think that was an absolute horrible trade. I think it should have been maybe a 2nd or 3rd-round pick for Eli Apple. Eli Apple's a great cornerback. I just don't think the Giants got the better end of that deal.
Now, honestly, I think Eli Apple is coming out of college or anything. He's a great athlete, but honestly, for the past, I think he's been in the league 2-3 years now. He doesn't have the stats. I was looking, he only has 1 interception throughout his whole NFL career. But I think he is a good corner, so I'm hoping to see, what the Saints can use him as. All right, so for the games next week, we have the Dolphins at Texans. Who do you got?
I think I'm going to think Miami is going to win just because the Rose continue with losing after starting off the season at the top, undefeated. So hopefully they can catch this win and go to 5-3 on the season. What do you think?
I like what you're saying. It makes sense. The Texans have been really good, though. I don't know if the Dolphins' defense could stop them, not gonna lie. with Hopkins and Sean Watson there. You know, their defense has been falling down a little bit to the Texans, but they're still a good D. All right, so next up then, we have the Eagles at the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. That's going to be in London at 9:30 in the morning. The Eagles, they keep on choking towards the end. Jacksonville's not doing good on offense, and their defense is looking completely terrible. It's going to be like I think it's going to be a boring game, low scoring. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are finally going to come out on top. Hopefully Fournette will be back for that game. If he is, that's going to change everything for the Jaguars. So we're going to have to see about that. What do you think?
I don't think the Eagles' defense is that good, but the Eagles' offense are going to blow the Jaguars out of the park. I think it's going to be, if it is, it might be a low-scoring game, or it could be a blowout from the Eagles.
Yeah.
It was, from my opinion, because they got weapons over the field. All right, the Ravens then are at the Panthers. Who do you got?
All right, my quick pick is going to be the Panthers after coming off of that big-time comeback, 21 unanswered points against Philadelphia Eagles. So I think they're going to continue. Cam Newton doing good.
Cam Newton's been doing good, but not good enough to go against the Ravens defense. I felt like Drew Brees barely did it. You know, Drew Brees came alive in the fourth quarter last week, but it's not. You know, Cam Newton don't got that.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Broncos. The Broncos at the Chiefs. Who do you got?
Divisional matchup. It's always a great game. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Oh, we're going Chiefs all day. They're electric.
Yeah, they are.
All right, next one we got the Browns at the Steelers.
Another great divisional matchup. I'm going to take Cleveland on this one. Steelers are coming off their bye week, but I don't think that they're ready to face Cleveland again, as they almost lost to them in the opener with that tie. So we're going to have to see how that goes. I'm going to pick Cleveland.
For as much as I want the Browns to win, the Steelers will be coming off a bye. You know, there is a chance that Le'Veon Bell does come back. You know, just to see him out there would be a great thing to see.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to take it. They got time to prepare. I think they'll be able to take it. Next up, we have the Seahawks at the Lions.
The Lions have been looking very good. I'm going to go with Detroit on this one. They're playing at home, and I think Stafford could do it.
Yeah, I think the Lions got it. They're finding their running game. They're finding, you know, good receivers. Their defense is pretty good with Matt Patricia there also. Yeah. He's been whipping them into shape. So I like the Lions also. All right, next up we have the Buccaneers at the Bengals.
That's going to be a tough game. Bengals started off the season 4-1. Now they're 4-3. The Bucs are now 3-3. It's going to be a very close game. I think the Buccaneers are going to take it. I think that's going to be an overtime game, maybe game-winning field goal.
Maybe. You know, I don't know. A lot of kickers are missing a lot of kicks this season.
Yes, they are.
You know, maybe a missed field goal, but but I think we're going to go with the Buccaneers. They've been pretty electric this year. I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah.
All right, the Jets then are at the Bears. Who do you got?
All right, as much as I love picking my Jets, I just don't think I could pick them this week, as Chicago has been showing really good, playing some decent teams. The Jets, I think, are not going to do good, as their offense is still looking to find that spark that they need. Sam Darnold really needs to learn that he cannot be scared to throw downfield and take shots every once in a while. He throws across field, he throws short, he rushes passes and throws interceptions. On the other end, Michael Trubisky, he has been in the league for now 2 years. He knows a lot better. He takes shots deep. He does not know when to throw the ball into pressure. He does know when pressure comes towards him to throw it away. He's a great quarterback. I just think that he has the better end of that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears also on this one, just because the Bears defense has been pretty good, even though the past 2 weeks they've been, you know, let short. But, you know, they've been playing great teams. And they're not saying the Jets, you know, they're all professional athletes like out there and deserve a spot. But I think the Bears are going to get it over the Jets this week. All right, then we have the Redskins at the Giants. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Giants. I think Odell and Sterling Shepard just found their spark, having almost 300 yards receiving together. Eli Manning almost having 400 yards. Saquon Barkley having over 100 scrimmage yards. I think that they are starting to find their spark. They just need to get that one win, and they'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the Giants to get a win. They've been looking not too good this season, and a lot of, just like rumors and stuff. They need to squash that, get to work, and they did. The other night, even though they came down a little bit, they didn't win the game, but they got it next week. All right, the Colts then are at the Raiders. Who do you got?
All right, quick pick, really quick. I'm going to go with Oakland. I think they're finally going to win another game.
We got to go with the Colts on this one. They just haven't, the Raiders haven't gotten anything going, and Gruden trading away offensive weapons is not going to help. Lynch on IR. They got no one out there. We could all go out and play for them. Right now, and we do better. All right, the 49ers then are at the Cardinals. Who you got?
The battle of the 1-6 teams. Whoever's going to win is going to be better than the other towards the end of the season. It's going to be a very boring game, maybe a field goal game. I'm thinking the 49ers are going to take the victory against them. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll go with the 49ers. I'm hoping that they let Breida, the running back, heal up a little bit. I feel like they've been rushing him the past couple weeks. Okay. And, it'd be terrible to see a serious injury happen to him.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the 49ers got it, even though with the Cardinals' offensive weapons. All right, next up, we have the Packers at the Rams. Who do you got?
That's going to be my game of the week. I think the Rams are going to win, but we're going to have to see if Aaron Rodgers and the Packers can pull it off.
Yeah, if anybody could, top off the Rams, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, elite quarterbacks against that defense. So we're going to see. But I think the Rams are going to pull out the victory no matter what. But it's going to be a good game. All right, next up we have the Saints at the Vikings.
Vikings coming off a great win against the Jets, but Breeze still fired up about having 3 NFL records so far this season. Can he continue bringing these Saints up more so that way they can get some more victories and make the playoffs? I think the Saints are going to win this one.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to win too. It would be cool seeing Eli Apple out there in the Saints jersey also. Help lock down Thielen and Diggs. It's going to be a good game no matter what. I'm hoping a high-scoring game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun one. All right, so Monday night, we have the Patriots at the Bills. Who do you got?
All right, the Bills' roles continue at quarterbacks as they do not know who they want to start. They have Anderson now as the backup for Allen that got hurt, and then they have Nate Peterman, who has not been doing good this season. I think the Patriots are going to absolutely scrape the Bills after they came off of that loss, 37-5.
Yeah, I think the Patriots got the win over the Bills. It's going to be interesting to see the game plan for the Patriots. As the Bills haven't been doing too great this year, maybe go at them until they get a decent score. Yeah. And there might be some, second string people coming in throughout the game. All right, that's going to be all for us here, though, at Channel 99 Sports. I'm Daniel Wertheiser.
And I'm Jason Rosario. See you guys next week.